I'm so tired of trying to figure out what niche I'm in. How do I stand out in the niche, but also still fit into the niche? It doesn't matter. It matters, but not that much. So I'm gonna tell you how you can have multiple passions in a niche and still stand out in a niche without being restricted in a niche. Got it? Okay, good. People are afraid to put a twist on niches, and that's exactly what you have to do. You should figure out what is the main category you fall under. Are you a photographer? Are you a videographer? Are you a climate activist? Are you a painter? You know, just find a general bubble that you would say, I am this, when you present yourself. But then don't feel like you have to stay within the subcategories of that. You should be in an umbrella niche, but not into subcategory niches. So I can post about headshots and editorial and lifestyle, and I'm still under the photography niche. The fact that I do sustainability and mental health in my photography makes me more unique, and I've made my own niche in that manner. Your best work comes out when you're being creative. When you got paid shoot, there's money on the line, there's clients online, but when you do a creative shoot, you go home and you're like so tired, but you're like, I need to get on the computer and I need to edit this right now. And that's the best work, because that's the work that you put the most time and love into, and that's just where it shows, just like anything in life. There's photographers that I follow that they're like Sorella Moore. I love her so much. She's self-portrait, but she also talks about sustainability, and that's what I love. Everyone thinks she is a self-portrait photographer. She is, but she's also expanded into other fields and other niches within the field, and I think that's beautiful. You got Drew Photo also. He does portraiture, but then there'll be product photography on his page. And you know, no one questions it, because if you make good content, you don't have to be restricted into only post in portraiture, only post in landscape. If someone loves your work, they love you and they love your message, they will follow you, and that's what's gonna grow, is just being yourself and making the work you wanna make. And your work, everything you make has a little bit of you and your message in it, whatever your message is. It doesn't have to be like save the world, anything like that. It can just be like, this is my beautiful friend and I took her portrait. One more thing I really want to make clear to you guys is no one has it figured out. You can make a whole career on one niche and then switch over to a different niche. The people who are fully sustainable on their photography businesses doing one thing, they still don't have it all figured out. And the more like famous or solid that they get, you notice that they go into other little niches because they can, and it's exciting, and it's not something to like discourage from. So then the question falls, well, how do I figure that out? How do I figure out what's my twist on the category that I fall under? And you can do that in multiple ways. I have a book that I write all my ideas down, and I just go crazy. I cross stuff out, I add to it, and then I'll come back to it and be like, let's do this idea. Another great way is to look at your old work. Look at what you've shot already. Is there people in it? Is there animals? Look at what inspiration, even lighting, composition, anything. What are you shooting the most? Because you're gravitating towards that. What I like to do to get out of creative ruts is have a creative day. And that means you can just go out and shoot, you can stay in and shoot. Don't have a particular idea in mind. Get a bunch of props, get a bunch of people over, anything, and just figure out where it goes from there. I did that yesterday, and these are some of the images we got, and they're completely different, but I love each and every one of them because I invited my friend over for the day, and we had no idea what we were gonna shoot. But we had a bunch of clothes, we had a bunch of makeup, we had some weird props, and this is what happened. The message I'm trying to get here is you should be in a niche, a general umbrella niche, but you shouldn't be restricted within sub niches. You shouldn't feel like you shouldn't have to carve out your work based on that niche. Don't ever try to make work because you think this is what the niche wants. Make work because this is what you want. And the people who like the same stuff as that will find you. Niche. I should do a counter. How many times do I say niche in this video? Yeah. I have been personally struggling with, where's my niche? What do I fall under? Because I do multiple things. And I look at my work and the first thing I notice is people. I love people in all my photos. Even if it's a giant landscape, I would rather take a giant landscape photo with one person in it, like just a little ant, even if it's like an ant-sized person, just one person in it. I love having people in my photographs, whether that's lifestyle or editorial or anything like that. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I do editorial? Do I do lifestyle? And I'm like, I'll do them all. I brought this up to a friend and I was like, I don't know what my niche is. I don't know where I fall, or people confuse. And she was like, the fact that you're not in one niche shows that you are good at multiple things, and that's not something to be discouraged about. That's something to celebrate and embrace. You don't have to be good at one thing. You can be good at a lot of things. If you want to focus primarily on one thing that you're really good at, do it. But don't let that discourage you from doing little subcategories or side projects or anything like that. Like, don't limit yourself to one thing. So just know that you are not alone in this creative rut, and this is being part of a creator, is sometimes you don't know what to create. If you've also felt this weird struggle, please comment ways you've helped yourself get out of creative ruts, or maybe even like a little journey about this is where I started and this is where I am, and it's completely different, but I'm so happy with this instead. Like and subscribe. I will be sharing, yes, sustainability and photography videos on this channel because I can, and they're my two passions, and I will share them equally. So like and subscribe, and until then, I will see you next week, guys. Be kind and do good.